the opening of its first final assembly line outside of Europe. Guess where it is? That's right, China. Chinese Prime Minister Wen Jiabao and Airbus President Tom Enders inaugurated the first Airbus A320 family final assembly line outside of Europe. This is going to be held at Tianjin, China. A grand ceremony was held. 600 guests arrived. The joint venture is between Airbus and a Chinese consortium comprising the Tianjin Free Trade Zone and the China Aviation Industry Corporation. The aircraft will be assembled and delivered in China to the same standards, says Airbus, as those assembled and delivered in Europe. The first plane will be delivered to Sichuan Airlines in mid-next year. The new plant will ramp up to production of 4 aircraft a month by 2011. Airbus says that 6 Chinese manufacturers are already involved in manufacturing parts such as wing components, emergency exit doors, and assembly and transportation tools for Airbus aircraft. By 2010, Airbus purchasing from the Chinese aviation industry will treble to $200 million before more than doubling again to $450 million by the year 2015. Good luck. And it seems the economy affects everything. The Japanese Navy announced this morning that it will cut its drills by 66% in the current fiscal year due to soaring fuel costs. The head admiral of the Japanese Navy announced this morning, Admiral Keiji Akahoshi, that cuts in Japanese Navy training drills will be implemented immediately because of high fuel costs. He said we have less fuel that we can use, but we have to save some oil for contingencies and disaster relief. A Defense Ministry spokeswoman said that the authorities did not yet know what the effect would be on Japanese training. The New York Times has what must be the interview of the day today. We've been following the Somalian pirates who hijacked the ship with the armaments on board. This is pretty much verbatim from today's New York Times. The Somali pirates who hijacked a Ukrainian freighter loaded with tanks, artillery, grenade launchers, and ammunition said in an interview with the Times this morning that they had no idea that the ship was carrying such weapons when they seized it. The pirate spokesman, Sugul Ali, said in the interview, "We just saw a big ship, so we stopped it." The pirates quickly learned, though, that their booty was an estimated $30 million worth of heavy weaponry, heading for Kenya or Sudan, depending upon who you believe. In a 45-minute long interview, the pirate spokesman expounded on everything from what the pirates want, the answer to that is just money, to why they're doing this, to stop illegal fishing and dumping in our waters, to what they eat, rice, meat, bread, and spaghetti. You know, he said, normal human being food. He said so far, in the eyes of the world, the pirates have been misunderstood. He said, we don't consider ourselves sea bandits. We consider sea bandits those who illegally fish in our seas and dump garbage in our seas and carry weapons in our seas. We're simply patrolling our seas. Think of us like a Coast Guard. This morning, the New York Times dialed the phone and reached the bridge of the vessel, the Fena. A pirate answered the phone. Here we have a picture of the ship, and if you can focus in on the bridge, you can actually see the pirate speaking to the New York Times. They were speaking by satellite phone from the Ukrainian cargo ship. Several pirates talked, but they then said that only Mr. Sugulu was authorized to be quoted. Mr. Sugul acknowledged that they were now surrounded by American Navy ships bristling with firepower, but he didn't sound afraid. He said, you only die once. He said everything was peaceful on the ship, despite unconfirmed reports from a maritime organization that some pirates had been killed in a shootout. He said the pirates are not interested in the weapons. They have no plans to sell them to Islamic extremists. He said that Somalia, their home country, has suffered for many years of destruction because of all these weapons, so we're not going to offload the weapons, we just want the money. He said that they're asking for $20 million in cash. He said, quote, we don't use any other system than cash. But he said that they're willing to negotiate. He goes, this is a bargain. That's deal-making, he explained. Well, it's nice to have a human face associated with these people after they've been viewed as the pariahs of the high seas. Stock market in New York is up about 265 points. We'll keep our fingers crossed, and if we have any super breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.